Modern day conflicts. Modern day conflicts can be pretty petty. I mean, there's still wars and such like that, but there's another kind of war going on. It's the war in the break room. That's right. Fury at employees' quote, insane daily routine in shared space. You ready for this? An office worker has been accused of food shaming after asking a coworker to bring something else in for lunch instead of, I quote, insane smelling fish every day. Those are some pretty serious accusations. Insane smelling fish every day? Okay, let's get to the bottom of this. Just had to deal with somebody at the door. Mormons, I tell you. Where was I? Man, interrupted right when I start. Okay, here we go. Insane smelling fish every day. Heavy accusations. I believe I covered that. The 30-year-old office worker described on Reddit, I think that's a website. Probably a tiny little thing. Nobody goes there. On Reddit, how Jason, estimated to be in his late 20s, pointless detail, and one of 10 colleagues in their small office regularly brought fish-based meals such as mackerel, sardines, and salmon. Now, I will say, of those three things, sardines can be a little, I mean, I like them, I eat them, but they can be a little, sometimes, just like, a little too much. But it doesn't make me ill or upset. The lingering smell, according to the original poster, who shall hereforward, is that a word? Be referred to as the OP. According to the original poster, was overwhelming and made the break room unpleasant for others. While multiple coworkers had privately complained, gossiping behind his back, no one had directly addressed Jason about the issue until the OP decided to speak up. Quote, I pulled him aside. Oh, pulled? It's a little aggressive, isn't it? I pulled him aside, and as politely as I could, I said something like, hey, I noticed you bring fish for lunch a lot. It's kind of strong smelling, and it's tough for everyone to deal with in such a small space. Do you think you could bring something else now and then? The OP explained. And then we have a full-page photograph of a toaster. Because this is what they do on these internet articles. They just have to put full-page pictures of inane things. Rather than responding with understanding, Jason reportedly became defensive, arguing that fish was a healthy choice as long as it's wild caught. None of that farm-raised stuff. A healthy choice, and that his coworkers needed to grow up and stop being so sensitive. He's swaying me to his side now, see? He even went so far as to bring the issue up in a team meeting, accusing colleagues of trying to food shame him. Feeling horrible, the OP began to question whether asking Jason to adjust his lunch habits was unfair, despite others in the office expressing similar frustration. It's gauche. Do I need to define that word for you? Lacking social grace, sensitivity, or cuteness. Awkward, crude, tactless. Gauche. G-A-U-C-H-E. See, you're learning things here. Gauche. The debate sparked more than 700 comments from fellow Reddit users within a day online. Wow. Many of whom sided with the OP. As one user wrote, break rooms are a shared space. There's nothing wrong with asking Jason not to bring strong, fishy smells into the break room. You know, bathrooms are a shared space, too. You don't got any problem with stink in there, do you? Just throwing that out there. Think about it, okay? That's a shared space. Another added, quote, it's pretty inconsiderate to smell up your workplace, particularly when it's a small space, every day, and not take into account the impact it might have on others. You approached it in a reasonable way, and others have told you how they hate it as well. It's give and take in an office with stuff like this, and his refusal to compromise and weaponize your comment make him in the wrong. The dispute highlights a broader workplace issue. Whether certain foods should be restricted in communal office spaces. According to Bon Appetit, office lunch etiquette suggests that strong-smelling foods like fish, eggs, and certain cheeses should be avoided in shared spaces out of courtesy to coworkers. Experts argue that while employees have the right to eat what they like, they should also consider the impact of their choices on those around them. Imagine this? Say, Pete, thanks for coming to see me. I've got some complaints and we're going to need to launch an environmental impact statement on that cheese you brought for lunch yesterday. Until then, no more cheese. Thanks. Something like that. Environmental impact. Similarly, workplace lunch habits have become a trending topic online, with social media users regularly debating whether certain foods should be off limits in office environments. Maybe if Jason, quote, maybe if Jason got barfed on, he'd stop bringing fish for lunch, a Redditor quipped. That's not a quip. That's not a quip. Okay, it's not witty. Well, this is a real rager of a debate here. I mean, this has implications. Long implications. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. The fate of the world depends on this very story. Look, I want to share my own experience with you of a break room. We'll call it a break room. I don't know what to call it. We'll call it an incident. An incident. So it's a Tuesday. I head to the break room for lunch around noon on this particular day. I brought sushi. Okay. Now, a lot of people, most people in fact, like their sushi cold. I, on the other hand, I prefer it hot. Piping hot. Piping hot. So I pop it in the old microwave for 16 minutes, and I head to the John to take a squirt. Because by this time, I've had 5-6 cups of coffee, 3-4 monsters, so I'm about due. All right, that goes well. I get back to the break room about 15 minutes later. It's filled with smoke. People are coughing, throwing up everywhere, uncontrollable. Well, I'm not to be bothered. So I head to the microwave, I grab my piping hot sushi, perfectly blackened as I like it. I take a seat and proceed to enjoy when suddenly I get this weird feeling I'm being watched. I look up, everyone's staring at me. Okay? And I mean staring, not nicely. So I know how it feels to be food shamed. And I don't much like it. Okay? Mind your business, folks. Let people eat what they want. It's one of the small joys in life, is to be able to choose what you eat at work. And I won't have you ruining it for me or anybody else. And that's my take. I like my California rolls black. Oftentimes I just take a blowtorch right to my sushi till it's so hot it's just bubbling and I throw it in my mouth. Lips are all blistered up, tongue useless. Can't really eat or speak for a week. It's the way I like it. Load on the wasabi. Drown it in soy sauce. Then I head to the bathroom. And I stink up that shared space. Yeah, that's just, that's what I do. It's just what I do. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just an ass trying to make my way through life. Time will tell. Time will tell. I just thought I'd share that story with you in that raging debate. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is it okay to eat blackened sushi? Is it okay to eat blackened microwave sushi at work? I think it is. You be the judge. Hey, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. If there is a next one. Could be dead any day now. Ugh. Just waiting on some test results. Apparently I eat too much sushi. I got some kind of worm infection. This isn't going well.